What's up, guys? Well, today the Rainbow D3c goes under the knife again to fix a little bit of odds and ends before it's finally all fixed and completed. One of the things I'm going to tackle today is fix the little pivot arm in the power brush, because this one has actually worked its way loose. I don't know if you could tell in my full house cleaning with this thing that it was actually moving. That the brush was actually kind of shaking as I pulled back. So I have taken this apart when I replaced the belt on it, and turns out the pivot arm in this is actually cracked. So I thought it'd be best to just replace it altogether. And another thing I would like to point out right here is I have the latches off because the springs I'm going to replace, because the original springs on this were non-existent. So that was not a very easy thing to do. You got to take a very, very small screwdriver and then hit it with a hammer to get these pins out, which I learned you have to get it small enough or you'll start to crack the plastic, which, as you can see right here, I had to fix with Gorilla Glue. And I forget which latch also needed the Gorilla Glue fix. Oh, this one. So yeah, it needed a Gorilla Glue fix. So, but anyway, hopefully the fix should work, and we'll finally have a fully functioning machine that's nearly 35 years old. So anyway, let's go ahead and get to the repair. All right, now I got one side in. As you can see, this is how the spring is oriented. And basically, you have to get it lined up perfectly, so you slide the pin through one side of the latch, and as it makes its way over to the other side, you have to make sure this little latch here, there's the little circle parts inside the latch, the pin slides through in order to get the latch to hold in place. But anyway, you do have to get a little bit of persuasion to press the pin back in, which I used nothing but the little tip of a Phillips head screwdriver and a little bit of my strength to try and get it back in and get it lined up as best as I could. And I think I got it the best. And the whole reason these springs are here is to make sure the spring or the latch stays up, so it's easier to take the motor unit off the water basin when you're changing out the water or cleaning it out. So yeah, as many people know, when I had to take the motor unit off to get to the water basin, I had to kind of move the latches out of the way because these springs were non-existent. But that's gonna fix that. So anyway, let me go ahead and get to the other side, and I'll get back to you once everything's all done and complete. All right, this side's now pressed in. There's the latch and spring. I'll show you how it goes on the motor unit, or excuse me, the water basin. See how it sits on, the spring comes down, so you can latch the motor unit on the water basin. And see there, it goes right on, and you can take the latches off. The spring will move the latch holder out of the way. Same with the other side. And then you can better take the motor unit off. So it's very nice. I'm gonna put that back on for now. You can see that's the little Gorilla Glue fix side. But now let's go ahead and move on to the power brush. So the first thing we're gonna have to do is get to the underside of this. We're gonna have to remove the mismatched screws that hold the bottom plate on. Yeah, the Phillips head one is definitely the original. That flathead is for sure not the original. So let's go and pull that off. This screw is a little bit longer than the other one. So now we'll pull off the bottom plate. Pull off the little shield. And here's what we're dealing with. And you could already tell this thing has definitely seen a lot of use. Alright, I got a little interrupted by a phone call, but here's the process I got to. And I had to remove this little LED indicator for the brush roll on light. It also had to take off the little reset button right here just to get the wires out of the way to get the old pivot neck off. As you can see, this definitely has seen some usage. It's a good thing I'm replacing it because this thing is brand new. I was lucky enough to find one that is the matching brown color because a lot of these replacements usually come in black. So anyway, let's go ahead and put this down into the power brush. Yeah, we gotta get both sides lined up. I'll get back to you once I mess with this some more. All right, this thing's all in. It holds pretty steady. Anyway, it holds right in place just like the original did. I'm thinking this pivot neck has pretty much lost the will to live. The plastic has gotten so brittle. So anyway, now that that's complete, let's go ahead and put the shielding back in place. And now the bottom plate can go back on. When was the last time you've ever seen a modern rainbow with a metal bottom plate? Probably ever since the latest revision of the D4. I don't think so. So anyway, let's go ahead and put the screws back on, and when you come back, you'll see this thing up and running. Once you got everything back together, the wand basically slides in and latches right in place. As you can see, this weird rainbow quirk where it likes to move side to side. I'm thinking this is mostly so it can lay completely flat and get underneath furniture with ease. So now let's go ahead and run the cord through the rear sheath. This is not very easy to do, I will say, but once it's all in, at least the cord will be tucked up away. And see, just like that. And then what I like to do is just wrap the cord around the circumference of the wand, so it's actually up front. I'm actually gonna come up with my own kind of latch spring so it goes over both ends and holds the cord in place. Because every so often this will start to pop out just from general wear, and being that the fact that this is a 35-year-old machine, and which it even still has the issue where sometimes the cord could pull out of the motor unit, but there's nothing I can do about that. So anyway, let's go ahead and toss this guy out because it's no good. Then I'll come back and we'll give this thing a quick test run. Alright, so I momentarily filled the water basin. Didn't max it out because I'm not going to be using this that much, so it's just to give it a quick test run, so let's do that. Brush does feel a bit more stable, I will tell you that. Alright, now let's go ahead and show you how the motor unit comes off the water bin. Basically do that, and same on the other side. The springs do hold the latches up, so you can just slide the motor unit right off. There's that little bit of dirt that just got picked up, but this power brush does feel much more stable using it with this new neck pivot. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little quick video of fixing a few little odds and ends on your older Rainbow. This fix will also work for any of you who own any of the D4s as well, because these were some parts that are sometimes a bit overlooked. But they does go a long way when you fix it. It adds a little bit more value to the machine. But hope you enjoyed the video. Sure and stay tuned. And don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.